Charlie, for the past 3 days, I've been thinking about how brave now Bournemouth for the year against Chelsea. It's funny. See, Manchester United against Brighton and Hove Albion. They were not that brave. They were not that brave. They didn't even try to be that brave. You cannot try to be that brave against team itself, Manchester United. I mean, this is a Manchester United team that's not even that aggressive in terms of building up from the back. They don't have the best players to play out from the back, so they were not that brave. I don't know, say for Andoni Areola, their braveness came from time lineups nearby who said Chelsea don't have Enzo Fernandez, and I say the braveness came from the fact that he believed that his players could press because in the first line of press they had as many as three players pressing Chelsea. So it is a two centre backs need be tossing Levi Cole and then Wesley Fofana BMA. That's even Robert Sanchez Becca build up no one. They had three players. They were using Evan Nelson, they were using Antoine Semenyo, and then using Abranti Efeno, James Tavernier to do the press. And it was so aggressive. In the first half, Bizan was how are these people so confident pressing Chelsea, sir? Only BB. Baby at Chelsea was a club name. Most teams will be this confident against them until they suffer what quality this team is. And Adia Bakomeni Jim is the quality of the coach Enzo Maresca. To be very honest with you, he is a top coach, and Makani several times. From the very second time I met Enzo Maresca in a pre and post match press conference, I could tell say, nah, this is a good coach. Because Miema all kind of clear. There is clarity of thoughts, the tactical changes, the awareness, the game management in there. Everything is just stopping in that regard. And when you see things like this, you get to understand, say, oh, and the manager, he has a lot of things up his sleeves, and you should take him serious. And that's exactly the kind of manager Enzo Maresca. Yeah? Maybe in the first half I was worried, but immediately he went into the second half. He decided to make a change, and everybody knows. I can't several times the temperament of Jadon Sancho, the ball manipulation of Jadon Sancho, the ball retention of Jadon Sancho, the calmness and that's La Pausa in attack. Sometimes you don't necessarily need a lot of pace or attack. You don't necessarily need a lot of directness. Sometimes you need to pause. You need to calm down, have a breather, pull people straight to you, wait for the underlapping runs. These are things I never even really saw. They're conspicuous under Mauricio Pochettino as a manager at Chelsea. And there's a manager that is drumming this in. Now I look at it, and then I just suppose maybe and Chelsea were last year compared to where Chelsea is now as a club. And last year by this time, Chelsea were 4 points. They had lost 2 games, drawn 1, won 1 against Luton. Luton, a newly promoted side playing the Premier League. Now this year, Chelsea actually Wolverhampton Wanderers. Washe Bournemouth, a Vitality. Will be any how difficult it is to go and play at the Vitality for Chelsea in recent times. Washe about draw against Crystal Palace. I think that Crystal Palace game was a win that Chelsea had. They should have just managed to see it over the line, but they couldn't do that, and that faded away. But for that, Chelsea would have gotten 9 points out of a possible 12 in opening 4 games. First game obviously was against Manchester City, the best team in the land. Anything for you to play against them, but again, Obi Chelsea match in there will tell you how good of a team that Chelsea at the time. For me, I think that it's just 4 games into it, and I want to know from you. For me, I said there are some very positive signs, especially when you look at Chelsea's bench and the quality that comes in from there, the kind of quality of Modeba and Oshe and Donia Areola. First line, no pressure with 3. Chelsea bypass the first liner, no second line, third line, jumping on my very aggressive man to man. It will maybe Antoine Semenyo follow Marco Crea, the Nibble Fiifi, the Betch. Like they were very, very aggressive. They wanted to play a very aggressive game. And if you put me bypass the press the grandpa, you're not successful at it. It's always still difficult. You need to do more. Cole Palmer, you're closely passing lanes to him. Once you receive the ball, Cook, his next team is aggressive. Make sure he takes the ball off him. They didn't even care about yellow cards. And I think that this season, all of Chelsea about Man City, about Wolverhampton, about Crystal Palace, Bournemouth now Chelsea a lot of stake. And you see, and I may try to see, most of the big teams that will go away to the Vitality Stadium will suffer under Andoni Areola. The man is a huge tactical brain and he doesn't play. A Juma not here against Chelsea this weekend. It was stop. And I think this is what Enzo Maresca also call break anymore. He told the boy, said they have to be aggressive in winning duels and battles. Emo bi anko kudia, emo bi anko kobo like adesika, and you're nice. You need to get your shirts dirty. I said, no, catch on, no. And maybe that's how they got a job done. And it was very important. Some of the images that like me cut snaps back. I tried to try and review some of the images, looked at it in detail. The kind of press that they had. Say Chelsea bypass the first line of press now. What they wanted to do, how they wanted to win the ball over. How they wanted to constrict central areas. They weren't allowing Renato Viegane, Moises Caicedo from getting the ball in the first line at all. If you go on to every time, be unable body here, you could see say, every time we will have Robert Sanchez hold on to the ball and try to go diagonal to any of the wingers. Consistently, he was going to the right hand side because everyone does Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke. And we felt that was the place where we had our most press resistant wingers. Noni Madueke is good 1v1 in terms of dribbling any other. Seen for what's his name? Cole Palmer, who is very, very nimble footed, open with action. But movement is very, very important, especially in a game, Yemaka 1v1. And I looked at that game and I said, only something struck me, something again a little bit different from all the things that I've said since Saturday in May ball match. And it struck me, and it has been with me for a very long time. There is this picture. And I don't know if it was Chelsea that was defending a corner kick. And I say, Bournemouth for the defending corner kick. So only my catcher. I see the first question I want to ask today in the analysis is simple. What do you make of Enzo Maresca? Make an honest assessment of Enzo Maresca. 4 games, 7 points. Like, one more 13 games, be what you changes in 10, what's your time about be changes, no? In a conversation in the media, now, in Kophobia, no one thing, I Chelsea per se, and I say, we're saying, say, oh, you don't have to talk like that, oh, Kasasa, the players will turn against you, and it's Sunday, man. But what do you make of Enzo Maresca? As a coach, we're Chelsea here. Oh, the only Chelsea you can't hear from you. Your boss and your Real Madrid. What do you make of Enzo Maresca as a coach? In just 4 games into it, I said, for a lot of Chelsea fans, confidence can crowd. If you say, oh, you have to your boss, can share what will happen in the next few games, no? Because there is West Ham away, tough game last season. Chelsea lose away to West Ham. The whole of injuries not starting. Can you go make a kupra? A lot of the players got injured for that West Ham game. And then there's a lot of the Chelsea players maybe are returning from injury. We have almost a full house. How is it that Chelsea for managing on routines, no, on medical department, and send me no money about what is the plan for them? But I want to know. Say Enzo Maresca, no, are you confident in him? Because as a media, he is beginning to show me certain signs. One, I think that my first problem, they say, let me came a lot of tacticals on your managers. Do you get the position for positional player managers? No, some of the so we are 2 one-dimensional or systems. That's all Sana. Teams will hurt you. And Mahoney will be with Mauricio Sarri. So what's it going to happen to Enzo Maresca? It looks as if ultimately Sana and Sana Kakan was signed 4 games. So they played differently. Yes, similar principles of having the ball, but the different ways of setting up different structures of playing well. 2, as a manager, you need charisma to coach a team like Chelsea. When he sits in the dressing room, when he explains certain things, pre-match press conferences, I have the feeling that this is a guy that understands what he wants to do. So I'm asking you, I want to hear from you. What do you make of it? Do you think that Enzo Maresca is the guy? Are you impressed in the first few games now? Or you think that you want to see more? Have you seen enough? Or do you think that the signs are good going forward for Chelsea as a team and playing under coach Enzo Maresca and the results that the team have to have? Obian himself this season, the target is simple and they're non-negotiable. 4th place, I said Chelsea in 4th place. I said Chelsea bottom 4 maybe. Then next season, I'm going to go back into the Champions League. It's not going to be easy. But I know, David Austin said, PSR, no Chelsea for honestly believe that they have done everything fine in terms of the PSR. And almost Champions League company, the FFP bet you, and they will buy more. It's almost okay. Everything is sorted for them. They are going to go in there and then get a job done, play some good stuff, not making so many a lot of quality. Or team now Champions League. It can Chelsea make the Champions League. But see, this is the image that I was talking about. There was an image of Chelsea Echoes arguing, and it was like a defending of a corner kick. I'm trying to figure it out. If it was a corner kick defense or an attack, I think that this Chelsea defending, attacking a corner kick. And in that light, usually teams are a defending corner kick. They don't look at the ball. They look at Nipana Evan. Attacking corner kick usually look at the ball. Now look at this picture. A very, very pregnant picture. You look at the players, no one should the height compared to that of Bournemouth for players. Obviously, Chelsea had the height advantage. And it tells you, say one thing, for the very first time also this season, you can tell that the team has a set piece routine. How many games? And it was Axel Disasi from the right, from the back, Levi Cole, Wesley Fofana, Nicolas Jackson, and Renato Viega. There was an obvious height. And you see, one of the reasons why makes me convinces me, meaning say, Obi to say, Axel Disasi did not play well in that game. But one thing that is I'm very convinced about, me say, Enzo Maresca played Axel Disasi for physicality. Although he wasn't even good at that metric alone, or Parkinson, and he played him in that game for physicality, to be able to use his physical ability in set pieces, because he knew that Bournemouth to have all of these things up their sleeves. And the game was largely physical. Again, Nipa could have helped in the physicality was Renato Vega. In the first half, Wanyade. But in the second half, you could tell that the physicality was coming in and it was helping. It 4 games, 7 points. This used to be going on. Bernardo Cueva, Boateng in the set piece routine, almost defend the set piece. Uti, Robert Sanchez, or say the preparation is deep. This is the highest level. People seem to be working harder to get results. And I think that Saudi say when I saw Chelsea, it's good news for you. So better to Sanse we wait to see Sani Emmanuel and see how all of those things do go over there. Of course, I want to give a lot of credit to our friend Maresca. I said, Uti Troy Dini or Sky and Ra. I said for once, he's beginning to see that 100 million at Chelsea Tiama. Writing for Tradini, winning the ball back, and now the BNS here for Bob Yamois said will get it and go and pick up the ball for Chelsea Football Club and make sure say he will turn it over. And his passing, very, very underrated metric of a branch of Moise said, I think that he did largely well in that regard, control the game, won the ball, but covered a lot of ground for Chelsea Football Club and the sense. But see, Chelsea were good news. Very, very good news in a room with Chelsea. Akoba Mene. And then when we went to Koba, we saw a lot of things. Wow. Let me give you the news. Jadon Sancho and training with the first team in there. He didn't train with the first team. And Emma Yamushisho, there was nothing wrong. There's something I like about the Chelsea medical team. Almost every player be a Chelsea team has a particular training routine. And Jadon Sancho, the team believes that on your physically fit, on your 100% fit, they are giving him a very good training routine, saying about 100% to join the team in full training. And in full training, a lot of the boys were back. So Becca Yambo, Bournemouth, Enzo Fernandez, Amba, because no say Onya ailments kakra same for Kenan Drisby Hall, on also Amba, and my man Romeo Lavia. See, I'm telling you this today. So Romeo Lavia about 55 to 60% of Chelsea matches that Chelsea will finish in that top 4. Romeo Lavia. Very, very important player and underrated for Chelsea and what Chelsea does. And now, only Enzo Fernandez were largely missed in build-up. And so when you met midfield 3 of Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, and Moise Caicedo, you are definitely controlling every game against any team. And in a very good structure, you are going to get a job done. And that's exactly what people are expecting. And then Chelsea and Romeo Lavia back to full training. Away at West Ham, definitely Romeo Lavia is going to be part of the team. If he gets there, he's part of the team. How are they going to get a job done? Midfield, no. How is it going to look like? Who is going to start? Who is going to sit on the bench? Because mind you, Obama has a place at the number 10. Maybe Senoni Madrid can start it and he can play from the right wing. Then you are going to get both of them in there. You are going to get Romeo Lavia and then have Moise Caicedo and have Enzo Fernandez, all 3 starting in the middle of the park. But if you don't do that, then you are going to have Noni Madueke and one of the 3 midfielders dropping. Say, yeah, what? Who are you dropping in that regard? One I will drop in a Chelsea player, then I will drop in a Fiifi on, or you are going to play Kopama from the right wing. But these boys seem to be getting back in terms of the full physics. The only player on my back, I friend Reece James, or apart from him, everybody seems to be getting back into the team, and it looks like some more good vibes on him. And now in that game, winning all the tackles and all duels as a Chelsea player, played very, very well, dominated large parts of the games and controlled it. And now Robbie Musto, was it Jadon Sancho is a sneaky good signing at a discounted price, at a good age. That's good business. I don't care about how many wingers they have. He looks comfortable. He could be really good for Chelsea when he spoke to Sky. And of course, some of those who missed weekend games showing the South Coast now are also out on the pitch today, included Enzo Fernandez, Kenan Drisby Hall, unavailable for the match week. No guy out. And watch a picture now. There is a nice picture of Enzo Maresca and Romeo Lavia training together and then making sure that they have a very, very good time. Enzo Fernandez Muna, you're back in the team, and Lucia said there's good vibes. There's update from other teams. Arsenal, of course, last week in we know Abrentia, your friend Hendrik Ramirez did get a win. Did get Siawari a girlfriend, long time girlfriend, which is good news for Abrentia, your friend Hendrik Sad news, say Abrentia friend Danny Olmo. Danny Olmo, no. We're practicing mobile the Emma FC Barcelona. Real Madrid is also there. Has some good news in them coming on from them. Said this weekend, about some good stuff. They want to continue winning. Real Madrid would want to make sure they keep on winning. Manchester City have not started the season particularly well, but they want to make sure they get back to winning ways. They want to start playing well. Manchester City have started particularly well as compared to previous seasons. I beg your pardon. They want to make sure that they keep on doing what they are doing and make sure they dominate games. I think that we've touched on a lot of the things, and then they started a conversation about Manchester City for issue with the Premier League. Javier Tebas Akasa 3 hours ago say Man City should be punished. The Premier League shouldn't give in to pressure. The facts are there. Man City should receive a sanction it deserves. If not, the competition authority will be lost in them, and that's what Javier Tebas about Manchester City and issues. A huge lot of charges, and then almost started almost expect to say in just the next few months. Proceedings, and then we are going to have everything done there. Hendrik Ramirez, like I told you, our in a long time girlfriend. Now me had watching Champions League, retaining Champions League, retaining Champions League is retaining tomorrow. There are a lot of games in the Champions League. Because so, of course, I had to give you the best in terms of tactical analysis, pre-match, post-match preview, details, which teams, so who is going to play who, how is it going to look like in the games in the Champions League. Mind you, said this season, groups of 8, group, and that's a second, then you have a chance of qualifying. There's a big one tomorrow. AC Milan versus Liverpool away at the San Siro. And mind you, and UEFA for aboard this style of Champions League is to get a lot of big games throughout the season. And it's starting tomorrow 7 p.m. Milan, any Liverpool, because Young Boys, any Aston Villa, Juventus, any PSV Eindhoven, Real Madrid, any Stuttgart. There's going to be Sporting CP versus Lille, Bayern Munich, any Dynamo, Zagreb, El in there. Then on Wednesday, the other games also in the Champions League, as Spartak Prague, any Club Brugge, Bologna, any Shakhtar Donetsk, Paris Saint-Germain, any Girona, Manchester City, any Inter. Big one, a repetition of the 2 years ago Champions League final, Man City winning. It's going to be at Etihad. Inter boys together with Simeone Inzaghi, Club Brugge, any Borussia Dortmund, Celtic, any Bristol, a lot of games are in the Champions League. I'll give you all of those games. I'll give you the betting code on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Follow also Fiifi-Manfred channel, Fiifi-Manfred WhatsApp channel, and also follow that link. Now make sure you're joining all the the betting odds now. Hold on, wait till me to no discount. I had them do this here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube.